Ashanti Regional SRC and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti and CHA. The biggest debate competition in Ghana is back. Which side do you represent? For or against the motion? Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime as we bring to you the biggest stage where schools in Ashanti show their prowess through debate. Rally behind your alma mater to glory as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest. Catch us live on Love 99.5 FM, on Facebook at Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime, 2 p.m. each day. The Love FM High Schools debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by your superstation Love 99.5 FM, the Ashanti Regional SRC and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti and CHA. The biggest debate competition in Ghana is back. Which side do you represent? For or against the motion? Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime as we bring to you the biggest stage.
The Christian Service University, a fully chartered private university in Ghana, is inviting applications for admission. Undergraduate programs include BSc Nursing and Midwifery, Computer Science, Information Technology, Bachelor of Business Administration, BA Communication Studies, Planning and Social Development, and Theology with Administration. Postgraduate programs include MSc in Accounting and Finance, Monitoring and Evaluation, Corporate Planning and Governance. We have MA MPhil Communication Studies, MA Christian Ministry with Management, Event Management, MPhil English and Mathematics Education. With quality, faculty and state-of-the-art facilities, we blend academic work with entrepreneurial mindset in all our programs. For more information, please call 0246 275375, 0240 154825 or 0244 596603 or visit our website www.csuc.edu.gh. CSU is located at Odenaho Kwadaso on the Kumasi Obuasi Road, 100 meters off Star Junction. Choose CSU today to secure the future of Africa.
And to make him better known. That's
sometimes all you need is something sweet to snack out that hunger. Something for your day-to-day back. Something sweet for the base. Something sweet when the sun is up. Something sweet for the workers.
Grandpa, I'm here, and the name is Gary, and I have a favorite.
Gary, H&H Gary mix is creamer.
Sugar no low.
More creamer.
H&H 4-in-1 Gary Mix is more creamer and low in sugar. This advert is
Schools in Ashanti show their prowess through debate. Rally behind your alma mater to glory as gallant young men and women from the various senior high schools in Ashanti elucidate their stance on matters of national interest. Catch us live on Love 99.5 FM, on Facebook at Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime 2 p.m. each day. The Love FM High Schools debate, trumpeting the voice of young ones on issues of national interest. This event is brought to you by your superstation Love 99.5 FM, the Ashanti Regional SRC, and the Regional Directorate of Ghana Education Service Ashanti and Chad. The biggest debate competition in Ghana is back. Which side do you represent? For or against the motion? Stay glued to your superstation Love 99.5 FM, Joy Learning and Joy Prime as we bring to you.
That is the 2025 edition. We are live on radio, Love 99.5 FM, live on TV, Joy Prime, Joy Learning on your multi-TV digital box, as well as we are live also on our Facebook and YouTube channels. And so we say welcome once again for joining the competition. Now, today we are going to see two competitions, the third place, and when we are finished, of course, the grand finale. And talking of the third place competition is going to be between KNUST Senior High School and St. Louis Senior High School, which a lot of people like to refer to as the Kenton Chrono or Odium Derby. Now, these two schools are going to argue for and against the motion code. The mineral wealth of Ghana has been more of a curse than a blessing. KNUST is going to argue for the motion, and St. Louis is arguing against the motion. And so let's do quickly have a conversation with our friends, of course, from these schools. This time around, let's speak to their patrons, and I'm going to go to KNUST because they are arguing for the motion. You are live on Love 99.5 FM, Joy Prime, Joy Learning. In 30 seconds, tell us your name and what KNUST is going to clinch today.
Yeah, Patricia, thank you very much. My name is Samuel Obin. Yes, I'm a co-patron. Yes. And in fact, it has been our conviction, and I hope that indeed we would have swum to the final. But in fact, man proposes, God disposes. It didn't come that way. But in fact, for the third place we want to clinch, and we are prepared. In fact, we are going to do everything within our ability to actually get the third spot.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. Let me go to DeJoy from St. Louis Senior High School too.
Thank you very much. My name is DeJoy, the trainer for St. Louis Senior High School. Today being the third place contest, as my brother said, we all wanted to be in the finals. But this is where God has brought us. And I'm very happy to be part of the success story of St. Louis because it's been a long time since we reached this level. We are grateful to everybody who has been with us throughout this journey. Today's contest, they should just relax because this third position, we are never going to leave it for them. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Remember that the hashtag is LUVFMHSD if you send us a comment on Facebook. But I would like to say thank you to the Christian Service University, the Ghana Education Service, the Conference of Affairs of Assisted Senior High Schools, the Ashanti Regional Students Representative Council, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, and all our proud sponsors on this journey of the 7th edition of the Love FM High Schools debate. David, I'm ready, so I'm sure you can take it away right now.
Well, thank you very much, Patricia Amabonsu. And all of you in this beautiful auditorium here at the Christian Service University, please put your hands together for yourselves first of all, and also put your hands together for those watching us on television, Joy Prime, Joy Learning, those watching us on Facebook and of course on YouTube, and those listening to us on radio. Please, one more time, a round of applause. Like Patricia Riley said, gradually we're coming to the end of the 2025 edition of the Love FM's High Schools debate. Today we get to witness the contest for the third position, and also get to see who will be crowned the 2025 winners for the 2025 edition of the Love FM High Schools debate. Like she said, we're doing this in partnership with the GES Ashanti, the SRC for the Ashanti region, CHAS, and of course the CSU, that is the Christian Service University. Please show them some love for me. A round of applause for all of them. It's been a beautiful journey this year. It's been educative. It's been informative, it's been entertaining, and it's been really great. I've enjoyed each and every contest, and I can't wait to see how the debaters will fare this afternoon. As we draw the curtains down for this year's edition, we have to have the closing, program. So we'd like to have a few speeches before the competition for today begins. Ladies and gentlemen, please, with a round of applause, help me welcome my general manager for the multimedia group here in the Ashanti region, Mr. Jimmy Agla. He's right here with us. He's got a few words for all of us. Please. Oh, you can do better with the applause. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to start with a question. What happens when young voices dare to question, challenge, and persuade? For the past 7 weeks, Ashanti found out. And the answer echoes far beyond the confines of this auditorium. I'll give you the answer in a minute. Madam Chair, distinguished guests, esteemed judges, brilliant debaters, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a true joy to stand before you once again as we draw the curtain on the 7th Ashanti Regional High School's debate, proudly brought to life by Love 99.5 FM and the Multimedia Group. Every argument, every rebuttal, every standing ovation has reminded us that the future is not just coming, it is already here. Seated in these chairs, wearing these uniforms, wielding their voices like the powerful tools they are. To our generous headline sponsor, Yaz Toothpaste, and all our partners, you did not just fund an event, you invested in courage, confidence, and critical thinking. To the Jackson Educational Complex, whose proprietor, Mrs. Theodosia Jackson, remains a tireless torchbearer for this dream, and to the Christian Service University, our gracious hosts, we owe you deep thanks. And of course, to the schools, teachers, and parents, you nurtured these minds, and this afternoon, you should stand just as tall as they do. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's debate thrived because of 3 factors. 1, the students who spoke boldly. 2, the mentors who guided them. And 3, the community, all of you who believed they could be heard. As we close this afternoon, please remember, what we witnessed here was never just about winning points or trophies. It was about planting seeds of ideas, leadership, and fearless expression. And thanks to the strength of our multimedia group family, these debates didn't stay hidden in this auditorium. They traveled far, broadcast live across social media and our English TV channels, sparking conversation in homes, schools, and communities across the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, but our dream does not end here. To the Minister of Education, the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, and corporate Ghana in general, we extend an open invitation. Please join us. Support us. Let's work together to grow this platform from a proud Ashanti tradition into a national movement. By investing in this debate, you invest in shaping young minds, giving students across Ghana the courage to think critically, speak fearlessly, and lead boldly. With your sponsorship, we can open this stage to more schools, more regions, and more young voices waiting to be heard. Next year, we don't just plan to repeat this. We plan to amplify it. We dream of taking Ashanti's sharpest young minds onto bigger stages, bigger screens, and braver questions, and we invite you to walk that journey with us. So I'll go back to my opening question. What happens when we hand the microphone to our youth to question, challenge, and persuade? And the answer is, we don't just hear debates. We hear the future, clear, strong, and impossible to ignore. Thank you. Congratulations to every debater, and we will see you next year louder, prouder, and with an even bigger audience across Ghana and beyond. Thank you very much. May the best school win. Thank you.
Well, that's our general manager for the multimedia group here in the Ashanti region, Jimmy Agla. Jimmy, thanks. And that was a very beautiful, powerful message. Every detail, every sentence, every word carried a lot of weight. Please, one more time, please put your hands together for Jimmy Agla, who is our general manager. Now, we've already said to you, and I'm sure that you're very much aware already, that we're doing this in partnership with the Ashanti Regional SRC. So at this point in time, please, with a round of applause, let's welcome a representative from the Ashanti Regional SRC, James Champong, to also give us a few words. James, if you're here, please join me. There he is. Please, welcome him warmly for me. Or you can do better with the applause. Yeah. James, good afternoon. And I like how you're looking this afternoon.
Thank you. Good morning. Good afternoon, sorry. The chairperson, Madam Theodosia, panel of judges, well esteemed, Professor Afrani, General Manager of Multimedia, Ashanti, all protocols duly observed. A very good afternoon once again. Today is just not a final of the biggest competition or the biggest debate competition in the world, but it also marks the anniversary of students' unity and pride in our region. The ultimate goals of the Love FM High School debate is still on an achieving basis, and our cooperation will be needed to achieve it properly. The goal to produce speakers is still ongoing. Speakers that can speak on public concerns, share ideas in public debates, and give fair verdicts on national concerns. To all stakeholders who believed in our vision and have supported us with resources, we say a very big thank you. We as students, we appreciate whatever you are doing in our own way. To the audience, today, as we witness history, our full participation and topmost discipline is needed in this auditorium. Regardless of our schools and differences, don't forget, we are all human beings, and violence is not the way to write things. Speaking is always the way. To our lovely contestants, winning is a priority, but if it's also part. As the Mexican head teacher wrote to the parents of the final year students of a school, saying, the final examination is in weeks' time. There is a footballer in the class who doesn't need fixes for anything. There is a history teacher in the class who doesn't need English literature for anything. If your child makes good grades, it's okay. If he doesn't, it is a flip of the chapter. A chapter that is meant for greatness. Our contestants, if we fail to win today, it is a flip of the chapter. A chapter that is meant for greatness. In conclusion, to we the students, we must participate fully. We must participate fully as we witness history. We may not be part of the future we are fighting for, but our memories will. So we should write a good memo about ourselves. Let's have a united spirit as we witness this final contest today. Thank you.
James Champon, please come. All I'll say is wow. And I like the standing ovation from your own fellow students from Kumasi High School. If you don't mind, please stand. He spoke off the cuffs. He delivered it very beautifully. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. He is a member of the SRC Ashanti. His name is James Champon. Please take your seat, James. And thank you very much, all the students in this beautiful auditorium. Now, I keep saying beautiful auditorium. Indeed, the place is beautiful. And ever since we began the Love FM High Schools debate, we have been welcomed here by the Christian Service University. At this point in time, please show some love to the president of the university, Professor Afrani, who is also going to address us right now. Prof, good afternoon to you. And I like your fabric, you know.
Good afternoon to all of you. It's very delightful for us. We are very happy that we started about a month ago, and by the grace of God, we've come to almost to an end. And as a university, we are very proud to have you. And we pray that maybe we'll keep this forever, if possible. Yes. Madam Chair and distinguished judges, tutors, students, ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols observed. This is the 5th edition. 7th, right, thanks for the correction. Which I learned started with over 80 schools. 150? Maybe my source. I just checked before coming in here. Right. And which was trimmed down to about 32 for this final phase in this auditorium. And today we are left with only 4 to finish up. We thank God for how far we have come. A lot of lessons have been learnt. A lot of lessons. All the players, all the stakeholders, I believe, have learnt. The students have learned how to research, how to argue their points, how to counteract their colleagues, and how to make forceful arguments. So they have learned a lot. And like the SRC president said, I believe they have also learned to lose, right? And to accept defeat, knowing that it is a springboard for what? For future victories. The coaches also have learned, I mean the tutors, they have learned how to prepare their students better. Good. I believe the judges too have learned, yes, how to do their work and improve upon it. Organizers, I don't think you have gone through without any lessons. I mean, yes, you have also learned how to do things better next time round. And the sponsors, I believe you have also learned. And we, as a host institution, many lessons. And I think all of us at the end of this debate will be better than before. Let me commend the organizers for the selection of the topics. I think I've not sat in all through, but my office is just there. So it's like I'm in this hall. I hear everything. The topics were very nice. They're of national value, and I commend you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, schools and debaters, we look forward to today to a vigorous contest. We look forward to facts-driven debates. We look forward to persuasive argumentation of positions. And we can't wait to hear you do exactly that. Before I take my seat, I want to once again reiterate that Christian Service University is ever ready to offer the best debater, full tuition scholarship for whatever program you want to offer. Christian service, those look small in terms of physical size. We are like small is beautiful. Small but unique. Small, but we carry good and lasting values. We commend ourselves to you as you make choices as to where to study. Please, Christian service stand for the best. We are an institution of choice, and we encourage you to choose us, and you will never regret. Finally, today we are trusting that we will see a peaceful, friendly, and intellectual battle of minds. And like Mr. Agle said, let the best win. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much, Prof. Afrani, President for the Christian Service University. Prof, on behalf of Team Love, would say thank you very much for the warm reception, for opening your doors for us for the past 7 years. We really indeed appreciate you. And like you say, you wish that we'll be here forever. That's our own wish as well. So hopefully next year we'll be here. Please put your hands together for Prof there for me. And indeed, when he makes mention of the fact that they're going to give full scholarship for any, the winning school and the debaters of choice, the best debater, it is something that's indeed true. Because the very first edition we held in this auditorium, we had a debater from TIMAS. And if I'm not mistaken, the name was Hawau Adnan. She completed the school a few years ago, and she's doing very, very well. During the day, we'll tell you what the programs that they run here, okay? So you'll be informed. Oftentimes, when we gather in this beautiful auditorium and the students are debating, there's one particular person they often refer to, the chairperson. Now, she's here this afternoon with us. She doesn't just sit in as a chairperson. She is also the ambassador for the Love FM High School's debate. Ladies and gentlemen, please, she's also got a few words for us. Mrs. Theodosia Jackson of the Jackson University College is also right here with us this afternoon. And she's also going to join me right now to address the students, the patrons, and each and everyone watching on television, listening to us on radio, and also on social media. Mommy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dave. We thank the Almighty God for bringing us this far. It has not been easy for the teachers, debaters, and the students at large. I know this afternoon some have forgone their lunch. Is that true? You want to get the results before you go in for lunch. You take it cool. It will be easy. When I was coming, I saw a number of police officers here. It sounded a bell that they are here to curtail any misunderstanding or behavior. Please comport yourselves. I've said over and over again, if you don't want to lose, don't compete with anybody. My grandson likes playing football, but when you hear him screaming, it means somebody has scored him. So I used to tell him, if you don't have the spirit of competition, don't venture. So let us take it cool. We are all students. We are all Ghanaians. This debate has taken us far. So whoever will win, be careful you don't tease the other. The other who will lose, please don't cry. I'm not dead. Your parents are not dead. Your head teachers are not dead. You see, the crying will not change the results. So even if you lose, I want you to jubilate that you have come this far. Teachers, give me a wave. Oh, I will never sit down before appreciating all the teachers. You have done really well. Teachers, your intestines are up into the esophagus. You are shivering more than the students. Take it cool. It will be okay. I also want to end up by telling you that Jackson University College is also a university of a choice. The unfortunate thing is that our dear students who come here, you don't appreciate the private Christian universities. Professor Frane is here, Jackson is here, and Valley View, they are also here. So we are telling you that, please, don't just be misled. Some of you go into the public universities and undertake programs which you will never get a job to do. Go to the private universities where they will train you for job opportunity. I want all teachers to applaud, students to applaud all the teachers. Students should applaud all the teachers. I always give an offer, because Jackson, we have a technology department, that teachers in this final stage, those who desire to be trained further. The adage goes that if you train a woman, you have trained a whole nation. I also believe that if you train a teacher, you have also trained a whole nation. Thank you very much, Uncle Dave, and God bless you. So anyone who is interested, see Uncle Dave, that you will be given a scholarship to learn technology. Thank you.
Oh, you can do better with the applause. That is our ambassador, and that's also the chairperson for the Love FM High Schools debate. You know something? Oftentimes, I'm a presenter on radio, so we play music, we listen to music, we enjoy music. And so there was a time we went to the regional director's office, the regional director of education's office, and he said to us, as Team Multimedia, that there's something he wants to introduce here in the Ashanti region. He says he knows that the students in the various senior high schools have beautiful voices, have talents where they can play all manner of instruments to the pleasure of people. So he decided to put together the music fiesta, where schools in the region, the senior high schools in the region, had to compete by way of singing with instruments. They were not miming. They were playing the instruments themselves, and they were singing as well. It was held on the 2nd. I think it was on Wednesday. Twansea Senior High School came out victorious. They won the very first edition. They are with us this afternoon, and you know what? They want to entertain us. Whilst our chairperson was speaking, she made mention of the fact that the teachers in Tenstans have gotten to the Sofagos area, and that they were tensioning in there. We want to calm the nerves. So Twansea Senior High School, congratulations to you for winning the maiden edition of the music fiesta. If you're ready, please come play some instruments, sing for us. Let's all enjoy and relax before the competition proper begins. Please, let's do this very, very quickly. Twansea Senior High, let's do this very quickly. Now, the cameras are on, I know. But whilst they're playing the song, if you feel like dancing, listen, get up, stand where you are, and just do some dancing. It's all good. Yes? Very well.
Yes, sir. This is Swansea music for you. Perform live. See. My G cool down, don't stop. The time they cool down, don't stop. Plenty enemy, don't stop. The silence, money, don't stop. Ossidian, very soon we go pop champagne, I bada you. Machiliama, I want you. Very soon we go pop champagne, I bada you. Machiliama, I want, I ain't heaven, I'm a one. I ain't heaven, I'm a one. I ain't heaven, I'm a one. I want him, yo, heaven, I'm a one. Heaven, I'm a one. I ain't heaven, I'm a one. Tick, tick, tick. Get up, stand up, do your things. Don't worry, you we yourself. Willing, sebe, pupati. If I trim to the alagate, or say there, until my faith, into the ABCB, I am certain. The HB, I am certain. It's just in Kumadi, a cheating sign. Tentonting and the barren sun. I was on Minjemu. The fire's still burning. So better, you see a baby. Very soon we go pop champagne, I bought up boo. Mintio, moto, yanko, Macheliama, I want him yo. Hey, very soon we go pop champagne, I bought up you. Hey, Macheliama, I want to heaven number one. Heaven number one. I heaven number one. I heaven number one. I heaven number one. I heaven number one. T. What's that? T. Brother sister. Don't phone me now. Obatoka. Nipa kasache. Nyame bekasa. Nipa kasache. Nyame bekasa. I don't know what baby. Take your time. Now bedu. Yeah, jiri. And giri. And you so easy. I very soon. About champagne, I bada be you. Hey, mental go. Macheliama, I want him you. Oh, see there. Very soon we go about champagne, I bada be you. Oh, see there. Macheliama, I want him. I heaven number one. 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 I haven't number one. If I leave you, it may turn down fire me. What's it I quite? Yeah. Now baby, if I leave you, what's it I? Turn down fire. Turn down fire. I don't want to see my brother. I baby girl, again I got the juice, you got the fire. What's it I? Fire. Cause my mom it's another man's poison. Yeah, so what about things that do you wrong? Oh, what's it I? Better say, say, I wonder if you think say ugly. Don't cry. Hey, me now, what do you have to say? Or say that, hey, love, oh, yeah, I'm baby, believe you. It may turn up for ya. Young quiet. Instruments, young quiet, take. Say, a simple song. Young quiet, take. Say battle, I know we live without you. Or say that. Mental won't come. I ever you there, I go there. I know if you live without you. You let me give me go there. But you just love me for this. Yeah. I be my woman. Oh, make you be my woman. Oh, make you be my woman. You are sitting there. I be my woman. Take. She got vibes. She know the long. You know me, what she belongs. She full of vibes. We got on. She put the scream, make her scream, oh God. She got vibes. She know the long. You know me, what she belongs. She got vibes. You know the long. Whoa, take. I must confess, your body up there. Hey, mental go. Hey, yo, that sorry, sir. Yeah, body. What's it here? Thank you. I must confess. Yeah. Te, yaba kolo molomo. Yaba kolo molomo. Te, bezno, te bezno. I offer you nothing else. You got no beat than issue. Girl, I go hold you out, and I go do anything that you wish. Oh, me, Jemma, was so wrong by me fight. What's it here, sir? Girl, you there do me? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there do me no more? I say. Pick you up from the forehead, bring you down that is on your mind. You have somebody and grinded. I know that you promised it, so one time you're gone on my soon, on my granny. Oh, say that, hey, you and I together, we both together, we both you're flying, our both you're flying. And I with you, get me loving, and I with you, get a party, I'll be something now, say nah, time origin. Oh, you didn't do me no more. Ya go ti aso yes go. Aso you go. A young corner me know the because you're free. When they have been an arm, I would have read. A young corner me know the because you're free. It's free. When they have been an arm, I would have read. Tell me the bomb, I'll send me to quack a crack. What's it that young quite yet? I see that thing. If we men are massing you, but you perform and I don't want to go about. Yeah, just movie. I see that thing. But you put my man, I see me thing. Hey, and my demon is yeah, you're quite thing. Hey, Pepe, that's the Pepe, or that. So, you don't want to die up by you. So you're quiet. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Oh, trust me, you can do better. Make some noise. One more time, please put your hands together for students from Swansea Senior High. Did you enjoy yourselves? Was it amazing? Was it beautiful? Do you want more? It will come your way. One more time, a round of applause for Swansea Senior High School. And to all the students who sang so beautifully, it's my prayer that you also take your books seriously and then study hard. Do a combination. Study hard as well. We're proud of you. And like Mrs. Theresa Jackson said a while ago, I'm sure that by now all the tensions, all the nerves have been calmed. So ladies and gentlemen, we started with the zonal contest where 20 schools progressed to the main stage at the Christian Service University. The preliminary contest began with 20 schools. 10 schools progressed to the round of 16. Now at the round of 16, 4 seeded schools, that is from semi-finalists from last year, 2024's edition, that comprised St. Hubert Minor Seminary, Church of Christ Senior High School, Kumasi High School, and Our Lady of Grace joined them, making 14 schools. And lastly, 2 schools with the highest losing marks joined them, making 16 schools. 8 progressed to the quarterfinals, 4 to the semi-finals, and the finals is what we're about to witness here this afternoon. For information, the schools that have made it to the semi-finals this year are already seeded schools for the 2026 edition of the Love FM High Schools debate. And of course, they comprise Kumasi High School, St. Louis, KNUST, and of course, KNUST, yeah? So please put your hands together for all those 4 schools, because next year they will not partake in the zonal competition. They're moving straight to the main competition. I like to tell you that when we began this competition a few years ago, we've had some amazing schools win. The very first edition was won by T.I. Amas, followed by St. Monica's. Then we had St. Jerome. Then we had Kumasi High School. Then Prepper College took it away from them. Then again, we had Kumasi High School winning again last year. And that's how come they are the defending champions. Ladies and gentlemen, watching us on television on Joy Prime, Joy Learning. For those of you listening to us on radio on Love 99.5. Those watching us on Facebook. And I'm talking about Love 99.5's page on Facebook. Or if you are also watching us on our YouTube space or channel, we say thank you very much and we say good afternoon to you. Before the final competition this afternoon comes your way, we'll have to find out who or which school will be crowned the 3rd place school. And so that competition will be between KNUST Senior High, they are for the motion. I'll be sharing the motion with you in a bit, and St. Louis Senior High School. The motion is the mineral wealth of Ghana has been more of a curse than a blessing. KNUST Senior High, they are for the motion. St. Louis are against the motion. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the panel of judges who will be doing justice this afternoon as they are seated already to listen to these students and score them accordingly. One of our judges goes by the name Dr. Mrs. Akosia Andrews. And she is right here this afternoon. And Dr. Mrs. Beatrice Akosia Andrews is a teacher at the KNUST Basic School. She has taught for well over 25 years, and she has a lot of experience, in her bag as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. Mrs. Beatrice Akosia Andrews, who is here this afternoon as one of our judges. Another judge with us this afternoon goes by the name Professor Martin Kujo Akote. Now, he is a political sociologist and an associate professor of governance and development studies. Prof is currently serving as rector of the Valley View University Kumasi campus. Prof is here this afternoon also as one of our judges. Please put your hands together for Prof Akote for me. Thank you. Then our lead judge is in the person of Dr. Peter Arthur. Now, he is the former head of the English department and former head of the Language and Communication Sciences department at KNUST. He delves into textuality, oral, written, and all kinds of text. Please put your hands together for Dr. Peter Arthur. Now, before I invite him to give us the rules of engagement, also tell us how the judges score, for those of you who are watching us for the very first time, there are a few things that you ought to know. These young students have gone out of their own way to research on the motion and will be doing the presentation by themselves. So in case the name of an individual or an institution is under bars, no, but based on their findings in terms of their research, that has informed your name or the institution's name being mentioned. For us to crown winners this afternoon, whether for the 3rd place or even the crown the 2025 champions, we have 2 ways. We have one we call the unanimous decision. We also have the majority decision. Now, unanimous means that all the 3 judges scores for the winning school. The majority decision means 2 out of the 3 judges score for the winning school. So when, let's say, the results are being announced, and you hear a certain school having a higher mark than, let's say, the winning school, it does not mean that that school has won. It means that 2 out of the 3 judges scored for that school. That's how come the school is adjudged the winner, either for the 3rd place or crowned the 2025 champions for the Love FM High Schools debate. Ladies and gentlemen, please, at this point in time, with a round of applause, let's welcome our lead judge, Dr. Peter Arthur, to run us through the rules of engagement and how they score as well. Doc, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Dave. Madam Chair, and all protocol observed. We say that this platform is for incubating wisdom in the youth. And of course, up until now, we know that, yes, the youth involved in this exercise have displayed a lot of wisdom. So, with your permission, I'm going to give how we score and then the rules of engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 parameters for scoring. we have organization and clarity, argument and development, effective use of rebuttal, presentation style, and role as a particular debater. Organization and clarity. We are interested in how you raise your point and how you develop it and how you land. Take it. The point must be a researched one. Again, if you raise the point and the judge does not agree with you, the judge will have to wait the way you support your point. And if your support is strong, the judge will give you the mark. You understand that? Good. Because that's what debate is all about. And then the first speaker is taking 15 marks for that. And then the second speaker is taking 10 marks for that. And then the summary is going for 5 marks. Arguments and development. Of course, this time round, we're saying that when we started, the delivery was just presentation. And then as we were moving on, you become a speaker. But now, you've moved on from being a speaker to an orator. So, we expect you, in addition to raising your point, defending your point, giving us evidence, to give us oratory skills. All right? We expect that. The first speaker is taking 15 minutes, and the second speaker is taking 10 minutes. 15 marks, and the second speaker is taking 10 marks, and then the final, that is what we call the summary, is going to be for 5 marks. Effective use of rebuttal. First, we have the preemptive rebuttal. The first speaker will come. That is, the first speaker for the 4 group would come. And you have to be able to imagine that your opponent is likely to say this. Now, watch it. If you say it, it doesn't give you mark per se. But the moment you're able to support it, then you get the mark. Okay? Yeah. So you don't say that because the person introduced something, the person is going to have the mark. No, you have to defend it. And then, again, we also expect that you should be able to tell us exactly why you think the other person is wrong in his reasoning. And here, the first speaker is taking 5 marks, the second speaker is taking 10 marks, and then the summary is going to be for 5 marks. Presentation style. Pay attention here. Of course, we are talking about how you engage with your audience. Please, don't be looking on the floor. The floor is not your audience. Engage them. You understand me? Yeah, you are speaking to people. But one thing is that don't rush. There is dignity when you take your time to speak. Yes, don't rush. Speak naturally and flow naturally. No aggression. There's no need for insults. No, you don't do that. Stay in your corner. Don't cross and go there as if you're going to fight. Don't do that. And be very decorous in the use of your language. All right? And make sure that you use the floor and use it very well. The first speaker is taking 5 marks. The second speaker is taking 3. And then the summary is going for 2. Role as a particular debater. The first speaker must be a strong one, a powerful one. And then the second one comes in to support him or her. The first speaker is taking 5 marks. And then the second speaker is taking 3 marks. And then for the summary, we have 2 marks for that. Now let's go for the rules of engagement. The principal speaker on the affirmative team presents argument in support of the motion. 10 minutes. The principal speaker on the opposing team presents argument opposing the resolution. 10 marks. 10 minutes for that. Sorry. Then the second speaker on the affirmative team presents further argument in support of the resolution, identifies areas of conflict, and answers questions that may have been raised by the opposition speaker. 7 minutes for that. And then the second speaker on the opposing team presents further arguments against the resolution, identifies areas of conflict and uses the opportunity to answer questions that may have been raised by the previous affirmative speaker. 7 minutes for that. Then the principal speaker on the affirmative team, this time, comes with closing statement to their argument without adding any new information, and also uses the opportunity to respond to rebuttals if there is any. This time, 5 minutes for that. And then the principal speaker on the opposing team also comes around with closing statement to their arguments without adding any new information, and also uses the opportunity to respond to rebuttal if necessary. 5 minutes for that. Now note this, speakers are supposed to be very audible. And what I mean by audible is that take the microphone close to your mouth as I am doing. And then make sure that there is no interruption. Every speaker must wait for his or her turn. Again, the principal speaker is raising 5 points for the maximum score, and the supporting speaker is raising 3 points for the maximum score. Now let's turn to other external rules. He who asserts, I like that. And in order to establish an assertion, the team must support it with enough facts and evidence. Please note that facts and evidence must be supported and must be accurate. Examples of visual materials are permissible, and once introduced, they become available for the opponent's use as well. And tangible evidence must be tendered as exhibit to support facts. In rebuttal, the debater rebutting may ask any constructive and clear question that has direct bearing on the point raised. The one rebutting must confine him or herself to questions and not to make statements or comments. Supporters of both sides must exercise discipline in order not to induce, frustrate, or intimidate the opposing speaker. Failure to do that will cost you marks from your total score. Now let's talk about time. Debaters must respect time. If you are bailed out, you must end your presentation. Otherwise, you will lose marks. Now, in the event of a tie, the schools involved will be given a motion to debate within 2 days or 48 hours. Note, and this I'm repeating for emphasis, the score of one judge cannot overturn the score of 2 judges. There is either a majority decision from the judges, meaning 2 judges out of the 3 scored for the school. There could also be a unanimous decision, meaning all 3 judges scored for a school. Now note that if you have any problem whatsoever, we have the producer. He is at the back there. He is called Mr. Eugene Osetutu. Please turn around and see him. Yes, have a look at him. He is the person you report to. And on this note, Dave, I am done.
Please put your hands together for him. Dr. Peter Arthur, he's our lead judge. If you're watching us right now on television, it means you're either watching Joy Prime or Joy Learning. There might be a friend of yours who's not watching this program that's about to begin. The intellectual brain competition called a debate is just about to begin. So call that relation or that friend of yours. Tell the person to turn on the television and watch these young minds go to work. But if you're already watching us, we appreciate you. If you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, we appreciate you. If you're listening to us on radio on Love 99.5, indeed, we appreciate you as well. I'd like to acknowledge the presence of some fine gentlemen and ladies from some of our sponsors. First of all, please put your hands together for representatives from Best Brain Publications. Best Brain Publications are here this afternoon. And of course, our main sponsors, Yaz also has representatives here as well. Yaz and Best Brain, thanks very much for your time. Emmanuel Nyansapo, St. Louis, St. Louis. All right, so we'll be calling on the schools to stand whilst they sing for us the school anthem in a bit. But for now, you'll be standing again because we're told that the Regional Director of Education for the region is with us this afternoon. If I'm correct, the Regional Director of Education, Dr. Abrakwa Amankra, is here with us this afternoon. So when he joins us, we welcome him with a round of applause as well, because he's taking time off his busy schedule to be with us, and he's been of a great and immense help and support for the Love FM High Schools debate. Please put your hands together for him, although he's not in the auditorium yet. Yeah, thank you very much. So we'll go to KNUST and ask the students from that school to stand. All right, so all the students in the auditorium, please stand. Do this for me. All the students in the auditorium. That's the Regional Director of Education, Dr. Amankra, descending the stairs, not to come and mount the podium and grab the microphone to debate, but he's descending the stairs to take his seat and listen to these young minds who are more than ready to debate this very afternoon. Doc, thank you very much for your time with us this afternoon. We indeed appreciate you. I don't know where he gets his fugu from. I need to go see him in camera, because all the fugu I've seen him wear are all special ones. Different colors, the sizes unique. Please put your hands together for the Regional Director of Education. Thank you so much. St. Louis, Kumasi High, please take your seats. KNUST, please keep standing. You're standing because you know the drill already. You're standing because you're about to sing for us your school anthem. This is going to be the third place contest for the Love FM High Schools debate for the year 2025. We want you to sing for the last time this year your school anthem for us. Please sing it with pride. Please sing it with joy. Sing it with all the energy you can muster. If you're ready, Uncle Collins is also ready to assist you sing your school anthem. So on 3. And let me also acknowledge the presence of Osborne. He's the coordinator for the SRC here in the region as well. Osborne, good afternoon to you. Thanks very much for your time. So we are now set to listen to the students of KNUST sing for us your school anthem. On 3. 1, 2, go. Beautifully done. Please put your hands together for yourselves. And whilst you are applauding for your own selves, let's welcome your debaters. Principal speaker is Ernestina Ozu Setre, and she's supported by Aguini Abuguri. And they are going to do justice to the motion. And as mentioned before, the motion is the mineral wealth of Ghana has been more of a curse than a blessing. KNUST Senior High School, they are for the motion. The next school that will be singing for us, the school anthem, will be the school by the name St. Louis Senior High School. They are against the motion. St. Louis. St. Louis. St. Louis. Please stand for me. And you're also about standing because you are ready to sing for us your school anthem. After singing the school anthem, we'll ask your debaters to also descend the stairs, mount the podium, take the seats, and when it's your turn, they sing for us, or they do the debate as well. They do justice to the motion this afternoon. So if you're ready on 3, St. Louis, the school anthem is going to be played by Uncle Collins. All you have to do is to sing along, all right? So on 3, 1, 2, go. Well, thank you very much also for singing for us the school anthem. Please, let's welcome your debaters. And they go by the name Pamela J.B. Morrison and Sayram Ajwa Jandu. These are the students representing St. Louis Senior High School. And like I said, the motion is the mineral wealth of Ghana has been more of a curse than a blessing. KNUST Senior High School, they are for the motion. St. Louis, they are against the motion. So when Dr. Peter Arthur was giving us, the rules of engagement and how they score, he also mentioned that they ought to respect time. So we have with us this afternoon our accurate timekeeper in the person of Mr. Emmanuel Koji. I know that the debaters are exchanging pleasantries there. I think they are done now. So they have taken their seats again. So when you're halfway through your presentation, Emmanuel Koji will do this for you. But when your time is entirely up, this is what you will hear. So that tells you that you ought to respect time. Madam Chairperson, with your permission, can we start the debate this afternoon? She says, yes, she's given her thumbs up and her blessing. Panel of judges, are you ready? They have also nodded in affirmation that they are ready. I can see the debaters already seated, which of course tells me they're equally ready for this afternoon's contest. They're ready for action. So without further ado, with a round of applause, let's welcome the principal speaker from KNUST, Ernestina Owusu-Sechere, to begin the debate for the third place contest for the 2025 edition of the Love FM High Schools debate.
Nature has never been mean to Ghana in area of mineral endowments. We boast of gold, diamond, bauxite, manganese, crude oil, limestone, salts, and recently lithium. This should have definitely been a blessing, but is that the case? Despite all these numerous minerals, our motherland has not yet turned her fortunes, but the country seems to be constantly swimming in abject poverty and misery. The ever-wise share, impartial panel of judges, man of the pendulum, court debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good day. Proud to be called Owusu-Sechere Echa Ernestina, a representative of KNUST Senior High School, and the principal speaker in full affirmation of the resolution before this August House, and I quote, the mineral wealth of Ghana is more of a curse than a blessing, unquote. Before I commence my argument, Honorable Chair, please permit me to expatiate the key terms in the motion for the benefit of my noble audience. According to Global Studies Review, mineral wealth is the valuable natural resources found in the earth's crust that can be extracted and utilized for economic gain. According to the Collins Dictionary, we can refer to anything that causes a great deal of trouble or harm as a curse. Same source defines blessing as a special favor, mercy, or benefit. According to vocabulary.com, more than is a comparative adjective, which is a quantifier meaning greater in size or amount or extent or degree. Madam Chairperson, panel of judges, the House. This motion posits that Ghana's valuable natural resources have caused a great deal of trouble than the benefits the nation have derived from these resources. This is what my supporting speaker and I strongly believe due to the following reasons. Point one, the mineral wealth of Ghana is a curse because it causes poverty instead of creating wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana's mineral wealth reminds me of the famous legendary reggae musician Bob Marley, who once said, and I quote, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty, unquote. The chair, ladies and gentlemen, there's one thing that is common among these mining towns, Takwa, Prisia, Kenyase, Obuase, among others, abject poverty. Naked poverty, unimaginable poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, mineral wealth that have been extracted from these mining towns are unimaginable, yet the people and the communities wallow in abject poverty. Oh, what a paradox. The people live in wealth, yet they see no wealth. Fellow students, on arrival at these mining communities, one is greeted with bad roads, poor sanitation, squalor, dilapidated structures, the real face of hunger, disease, illiteracy, joblessness, and above all, hopelessness. In some of these communities, the people take mud for water, with death traps for roads, candle for lights. Underneath trees are schools, rats for for protein and fasting as food. Panel, I buttress my claims with credible evidence from Daily Post. I quote, mining towns wallow in misery and poverty, unquote. Also, from Business and Human Resource Center, I quote, communities see no value in feat of country being largest producer of gold as they continue to live in poverty, unquote. And share the house, the irony of this whole thing, the expatriates and a few selected privileged miners live in plush and flamboyant lifestyle, while we, the indigents, weep in pain of poverty and suffering. My opponents, if this is not a curse to you, then the word curse has to be redefined. Point 2, Ghana's mineral wealth is the root cause of the destruction of our once beautiful natural vegetation. Let's share the house, ladies and gentlemen. Ghana's ecosystem is under serious attack because of this so-called mineral wealth. Today, both heartless, greedy, and selfish Ghanaians and foreign nationals are raping our forests with impunity. Let's share panel, needless to talk much, let's pay attention to these pictures. This is the current state of our mother Ghana. Our once paradise that was given to us by God, through to our ancestors and to us, is virtually gone. Today, galamseyers and so-called miners are ruthlessly destroying our world as if there is no tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, if they say in quote, if the last tree dies, the last man also dies, unquote, is anything to go by. And this catastrophe means nothing to my opponents, and they are still defending this motion. We are moving to point 3. Ghana's mineral wealth is the root cause of the pollution and the destruction of our river bodies and all the living organisms in them. Let's share with this point. I don't know how to even start it. I don't know how I feel. My tears, I try so hard to hold back, but this is the reality in Ghana now. Ghana, my beloved country, your beloved country, our beloved country is bleeding. Oh God, I remember stories my grandmother used to tell me about the good old days where they go to farm with empty gallons. And if you ask grandma, we didn't take water, the response will be, don't worry, my grandchild. We'll fetch water from River Ofin, for that water is cool and sweet. Oh, how I wish you were alive to see your one sweet, clean River Ofin now. Today, even Milo is understatement. That's where I pause. Let's go to the screens and see the cares of Ghana's mineral wealth. My opponents, if this is a blessing to you, then I wonder how you define blessing. Point 4, Ghana's mineral wealth leads to different kinds of health hazards to the good people of this country. The chair, the house. Ghana is experiencing the worst form of water, air, and land pollution, all because of the craze to search for mineral wealth. The chair panel, let's watch this video carefully.
For 30 years and relies on the Ampobra River as a source of clean water.
This is the current state of once clean water serving numerous communities. All thanks to the craze to search for mineral water, the water body is destroyed. My opponents, can anybody drink from this and not suffer health implications? Panel, according to experts, a number of toxic chemicals are commonly used in mining practices, including mercury, cyanide, sulfuric acid, and other explosives. These chemicals have serious health implications. Let's check the house from the horse's own mouth. Let's watch this video.
And it's not good for people to consume such water. Mercury is a highly toxic element, and it's problematic. In that when mercury gets into the system, it could affect the lung. And then for newborn babies, it will also affect their developmental process.
Panel, according to study by Health Sciences Investigation Journal, galamsey in recent times have been linked to respiratory diseases, neurological disorders, cardiovascular issues, birth defects, among other health problems. Pace setters, if in the face of all these, you still see mineral wealth as a blessing, Majima, we are moving to point 5. Mining of minerals has rendered our once arable land useless and not fit for purpose. Today, people living in farming communities have either abandoned farming to join galamsey or see no reason why they should till a land that is of no use to them. A classic case is Amansia Central, where residents cry out that mining activities are destroying their fertile land and their cocoa farms have been encroached. Panel, evidence from Institute for Environment and Sanitation Studies states that there is high concentration of lead in farm produce, which is harmful to human health. Farmlands destroyed. And my opponents here are talking about blessing. Blessing indeed. The chair, the house. I know my opponents will mount this podium to say that mineral wealth contributes significantly to Ghana's GDP. That would have been an oversimplification because GDP growth doesn't reflect how wealth is distributed. The richest stay with a few elites or foreign investors. I know they might also claim the mineral wealth has supported industrial growth. The industrial benefit is minimal because to date, Ghana still imports processed gold jewelry and other related products. They might also say that it reduces dependence on foreign aid. That is a palpable lie. Ghana still borrows heavily despite mineral wealth. Clearly, this is not working. They might also claim that minerals serve as collateral for national loans to develop infrastructure. This rather increases debt and hands over future resources for present gain. A dangerous gamble. They might also say that mining towns like Takwa and Obuasi are urbanizing rapidly. Of course, urbanization, right. But urbanization doesn't mean development. These towns still face poor sanitation and other poor living conditions. Urbanization that blesses us with slums. Social vices, including prostitution, vandalism, hooliganism, truancy, school dropout, drug abuse. Ebe, how can this be termed as a blessing? The chair, the house. My submissions are clear. Majima has spoken. I rest.
The chair, before I begin my argument, let us all look on the screen. Fellow Ghanaians, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, our city was battered, struggling, and mocked in the market. But today, I stand here with hope and a smile on my face that our mineral wealth is the shield our currency needs. Picture 2. The Investors and Importers Association of Ghana has all spoken with a single voice, and I echo their voice. The Ghana Gold Boss initiative to anchor our city with the gold reserve should expand and continue. This means that our mineral wealth is not a curse, but rather a beacon of hope and prosperity. The chair, impartial panel of adjudicators, on-point timekeeper, high code debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good day. I am Jabe Pamela Retson of St. Louis Senior High School, rising as the eloquent principal speaker to speak against the motion, quote and unquote. The mineral wealth of Ghana has been more of a curse than a blessing. Ladies and gentlemen, for clear argument and understanding, permit me to explain the key terms in the motion. According to Global Studies Review, mineral wealth refers to any valuable natural resource that is found within the earth crust. This includes gold, diamond, bauxite, oil, and metal. They can be extracted for human use. According to the Cambridge Dictionary, blessing means extremely lucky or makes you happy. According to the same source, curse means something that brings trouble or makes you unhappy. So all in all, what the motion is trying to put across is that while Ghana has resources like gold, bauxite, diamond, their impact has been more negative than positive. And we, the pay setters, we rise to disagree, as in when needed, tangible evidence will be presented to back our claim. The chair, point 1, the economic rise in Ghana shows that mineral wealth, when managed properly, can promote national progress. Now, Ghana is often ranked among the top gold producers in the world, showing that the mineral wealth itself is not the problem. With proper management, they can support economic growth. Now, resources contribute largely to our development, particularly gold. Let's take the first half of this 2025. Only 6 months, the total export for gold was a whopping $5 billion USA. This exceeded the total resource exports in 2024, revealing that what we have buried in our soil is a blessing and not a curse. Many projects, like the One District, One Factory, and other industrial development, has tapped their strength from mineral resources. But then, the problem arises when there is mismanagement. The mineral itself provides the opportunity, but then the case is how we manage it. Ghana has mineral wealth, which when properly managed can serve as the pillar to our transformation. Point two, the chair, my favorite one though, environmental damage. It's as a result of human misconduct, not the presence of the minerals itself. Now, rivers polluted from mining sites are not as a result of a curse-borne minerals present, but then as a result of low law enforcement and illegal practices. This shows once again that mismanagement is the real issue. Now, the environmental damages, especially from Galamsey sites, keep making the headline. But the question we are all failing to ask is, can gold pollute the environment? The answer is no. But then human recklessness can. Ghana has a lot of environmental protection laws, from the Environmental Protection Agency Act to the Minerals and Mining Act. All of this was aimed at a safe mining. But then corruption, mismanagement, and low allocation has allowed illegal mining to flourish. Countries like Canada and Australia, they also mine, but then they mine responsibly whilst maintaining their environment. So why can't Ghana do the same? By fostering rules and encouraging community watchdog, we can ensure that mining and environmental protection coexist peacefully. This means that what we have buried in our land is not the problem, but then it is our inability to guard what we have. We should stop blaming the gift and start blaming the guardians. Point three, the chair, job opportunities created by the mining sector proves that our mineral wealth is a blessing itself. Over 500,000 Ghanaians are employed through mining-related activities. This proves that our mineral wealth is a blessing mismanaged, not a curse. In 2022, according to the EIT Mining, Oil and Resource, 36,363 Ghanaians were employed, both directly and indirectly, from engineers to technicians to traders to transporters and even food vendors. This has allowed to improve the livelihood across the country. In mining areas like Takwa, Obuase, and Nahafo, mining has lifted many families out of poverty. But then the problem arrives when foreigners and the government starts to politicize these jobs. But then this is a policy flaw, not a resource curse. So I don't know why my opponents are here saying that what we have buried in our soil is a curse rather than a blessing. The chair, the minerals provide the opportunities, but then the curse arrives when we mismanage that opportunity provided to us by our minerals. Ghana's mineral wealth is a blessing waiting to be handled. Point four, the chair, the oil and gas sector of the nation shows that this mineral resource is a blessing, but then it is the use of it that needs to evolve. The emergence of Ghana as #1 regional oil player through the Jubilee Field proves that our natural resource is a blessing, but then you and I cannot feel the direct impact because of weak institutional delivery. The revenue on oil alone was a whopping $3 billion. This enhances the infrastructure energy of the country. This mineral can power our industry, stabilize our currency, and fund social program. Where we fall short, it's not in the discovery, it is in the displacement, the leaks, the opaque contract, and the political patronage. But then all these things I'm mentioning, they are managerial weaknesses, not reasons enough for us to tag the whole resource a curse. Now, according to modern Ghana, 5 years of oil discovery, Ghana has not made any direct impact because of the misuse and mismanagement. Countries like Norway have used the same oil earning to create a sovereign wealth. So why can't Ghana also do the same and redirect its funds to ensuring that we can benefit from our resource? The oil is rich, but then the case is with the framework managing it. Lastly, the chair, minerals have funded many key infrastructural projects, proving that they are very vital if revenues are channeled properly. Even the Circle interchange to portions of the Eastern Corridors interchange to the major roads to schools funded through mineral wealth proves the point that mineral wealth are a real blessing, but then we cannot see the impact because, as I said, mismanagement bless it. Revenue from exports has been used to fund a lot of infrastructure, from the Kumasi Takoradi Road to schools to power projects to universities like UMAT. But then the real problem is, how can this infrastructure trickle down from the top to the other region? But then this is a governmental challenge, not a resource case. The visible infrastructure we have proves the point that if we utilize that resource positively, then it can deliver development. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's channel our strength into fixing the pipe rather than blaming the water that channels through it. The mineral resource itself is not a curse, but it is the way we manage it. The resource itself is a blessing. My opponent said in their point 1 that mineral resource causes poverty instead of creating wealth. But then this is as a result of poor leadership for not enforcing corporate social responsibility, where communities are affected by the activities and they are compensated. We as the propositional team, we call for the various bodies to see to it that there is this enforcement where communities, where mining occurs, get their share of the cake. They also argued that there is destruction of our vegetation and health hazard. The chair, there is a difference between illegal mining and mining. Legal miners, like the Anglo Gold, Ashanti, and Newmont, they make sure that they fulfill the Environmental Protection Agency. They replace the land after mining. But then illegal miners, as a result of corruption and low political enforcement, they are not able to maintain this environment. And can you tag our resource a curse just because Ghana do not have strong laws to ensure that there is no illegal mining in our community? No, you cannot say that. So with all said and done, we the paysetters, we conclude that Ghana's mineral wealth can never be deemed a curse because the wealth itself is helping to stabilize our economy and balance resource exchange. We believe that with proper management, it is a blessing every country should have. I'm proud to propose. Thank you.
Oh yes, we are rich, gold, oil, and more. But then our schools leak and our roads are poor. If this is a blessing, we are clearly guessing because Ghana's mineral wealth is more of a curse than a blessing. The chair, impartial jury, man of the pendulum, worthy opponents, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good day. Hailing from the land of Majema, KNUST SHS, I am Abugri Augustina Malbo, the supporting speaker for the motion. Quote, the mineral wealth of Ghana is more of a curse than a blessing. Unquote. The chair, the house. Since my principal speaker has already laid a foundation for the argument, permits me to paint a picture with truth, logic, and undeniable clarity. The chair, the house. Point 6. Ghana's mineral wealth has led to numerous deaths. Over the years, there has been an alarming case of mining-related deaths in Ghana due to the hazardous conditions related to mining activities. From chambers of mines, approximately 100 to 150 miners die every year due to illegal mining activities. Besides that, it is very common to wake up one beautiful morning to the tragic news that a child has fallen into a galamsey pit and died. The chair, the house. Let's consider these headlines. 1. From Ghanaian Times, twins die in abandoned galamsey pits. These kids were 2.5-year-old boy and girl. 2. From my news GH, and I quote, 12-year-old boy dies after falling into galamsey pits, unquote. And 3. From Daily Post, and I quote, galamsey pits claims 3 lives. St. Louis, do you need more? Then let's watch this video.
Yeah.
The irony of Ghana's mineral wealth. Of a 10-year-old son who went to the galamsey family. A blessing indeed. The chair, the house. And in the face of all this, I wonder what gives my opponents the temerity to mount this podium to talk of a blessing. St. Louis, before you stand here to oppose this motion, remember the humans that died. The chair, the house. Point 7. Foreign ownership of local benefits of the mineral wealth in Ghana has made it more of a curse than a blessing. Mrs. Jackson, the mineral wealth of a country only becomes a blessing if it benefits everyone. But then, it is pathetic to learn that most of Ghana's large-scale mining companies are being owned by foreign internationals. The chair, let me give you more. The chair, let me give you more. It is with this concern that the IEA recently challenged the government to review its contract pertaining to Ghana's natural resources. Besides that, it is worse to find out that these Ghanaians, these foreigners, take this mineral wealth back to their country, causing harm to our local economy. The chair, in the face of all this, the Lord has still been gracious to us by giving us lithium. And guess what we did? We gifted it out like don't call me to an Australian company to mine for 15 years just for us to gain 10% benefit. Yet, this was described by the then Minister of Natural Resources as the best deal ever. The chair, if this is what my opponents tend to as a blessing, then I'm wondering what St. Louis will come to show us as a case. The chair, the House, point 8. Ghana's mineral wealth has led to a widespread of displacement and community disruptions. Mining companies, especially foreign ones, acquire lands forcibly or cheaply from communities, particularly rural and indigenous ones, causing mass displacement without fair compensation. The chair, a classic case is when Shansi Mining Company Limited displaced 527 farmers in Talensi without any fair compensation, leading to a destruction of over 3,000 economic trees, precisely the shea nut trees. Besides that, another evidence is when residents of Enuem, a small farming community, demanded a total resettlement after the devastation impact of the Anglo-Gold Ashanti gold mines in Obuasi. And what did they get? Empty promises, just to cool their tempers. The chair, the House, Rebuttals. Pamela, you claim that foreign investors spoke in one voice, right? This is because it benefits them and destroys us. They destroy our birthrights and future, ripping our nation of its vegetation and polluting our water bodies. Just wait till we start importing water from them. One voice indeed. You also spoke that economic rise in Ghana shows that the mineral wealth, when managed properly, can lead to economic growth. The chair, this is a hasty conclusion because we are still wallowing in debt, like Okonko's father in Things Fall Apart. Doc, if we are to divide our debts apart, basically every Ghanaian owns 22,076 Ghana cedis, including the pay setters here. Our opponents, do your math. They also said that environmental damage is as a result of human misconduct. It is not true, because the crave to get these minerals lead to these misconducts. So the presence of these minerals is more of a curse than a blessing. They also stated that mining towns have lifted families from poverty. This is a strong man fallacy, because the reality is the opposite. Through mining, farmlands are destroyed. People lose their source of livelihood, precisely agriculture, and you are here talking about poverty reduction. If only poverty was reduced through joblessness, then I guess we would have been the richest country in the whole world. And Pamela, take note. Illegal mining and legal mining are all for these minerals. Thank you.
Ghana, often hailed as the Gold Coast, is a treasure trove for mineral resources like gold, diamond, and bauxite. And it goes beyond our cultural heritage as well as our history. With abundant minerals such as gold, bauxite, and diamond, the nation is poised at the crossroads of opportunity and growth. But our mismanagement is what is holding us back. Far from being a curse, Ghana's mineral resources serve as a powerful catalyst for economic development, sustainable progress, as well as economic empowerment. So, join us together as we explore how these riches can illuminate a path towards Ghana's prosperous future for us all. The chair, impartial panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Rising as a supporting speaker in full opposition of the motion, quote and unquote, the mineral wealth of Ghana has been more of a curse than a blessing. I am Sairam Ajwa Dandu from St. Louis Senior High School. The chair, since my principal speaker here has already laid down the evidential basis of this argument, permit me to add just a little to what has been said and also rebut some assertions made by the Majema here. Point 6, the chair, corporate social responsibility programs by mining firms prove that mineral wealth can be shared equitably. Corporate social responsibility refers to a wide range of activities that aim to contribute to social, economic, and and our environmental sustainability. Mining firms like Newmont and Anglo Gold Ashanti prove that it is rather a blessing more than a curse, as they provide schools, hospitals, as well as scholarship schemes in towns, which also shows that our mineral wealth can help uplift our communities. But it is the oversight that is holding us back. These are directly funded from our mineral earnings, and hence we cannot term it as a curse. In 2020, Newmont alone funded by $9 million in the areas of workforce and community health, food security, as well as local economic resilience to help support host communities and countries during the COVID-19 pandemic. However, poor accountability, community neglect, as well as politicization is undermining the fair and the scale distribution of these projects. This, again, is a failure of management and economic and community engagement, and not the fault of our resources. CSR here works best when our minerals are being mined transparently and also shared inclusively. Therefore, we cannot blame the wealth, because the wealth is never the case, but the management of it. Point 7, the chair. Ghana's strategic regional position shows that our minerals enhance diplomacy as well as trade. The international recognition Ghana gains as the top oil and gold exporter highlights that our mineral wealth is an economic asset, and hence errors in its use do not erase its value. According to LloydsBankTrade.com, from January to December 2023, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center recorded foreign direct investment of $649.58 billion US. Also, according to Graphic Online, on 29 June 2025, the trade partnership between Ghana and China has set the stage for transformative economic growth, seeing to it that Ghanaian businesses get a unique opportunity to scale globally through strategic collaboration with Chinese counterparts. And panel, these problems do not arise from the fact that we do not have our resources, but they arise from our weak negotiation capacity and our profit leakage through bad contracts. Yet, these issues can also be rectified from training, law reform, as well as independent oversight. The fact remains that without these minerals, Ghana would not be able to hold the economic seat it does in the West Africa. Yes, our position is being strengthened by our mineral resources. Therefore, it is not the blessing that betrays us, but our management of it as well. Lastly, the chair, the House. Ghana is laying the foundation to use mineral wealth to power a diversified economy. The government's effort to invest mineral revenues into places like agriculture, processing, and youth innovation shows that our mineral resources is a launch pad and not a limiting factor. Through programs like One District, One Factory, Planting for Food and Jobs, and investments in industrial parks, Ghana is deliberately channeling our mineral revenue to see to it that we build a self-reliant, diverse economy. Also, the goal is to use our mineral resources to sustain our economy and not to depend on it forever. This is the same model that countries like Botswana use when they use their diamond earnings. When they use their diamond earnings to build a middle-income economy, and Ghana is of no exception. On May 19, 2025, Dr. Kesson Atumba-Forson, the finance minister, has attributed the city's recent performance in global currency to the strategic intervention of the newly inaugurated Ghana Gold Board. My opponents, if you actually call this a curse, then I'm wondering how your blessing would be. Yes, there have been many setbacks like inefficiency, corruption, and the rest, but the vision remains clear. Minerals are tools and not traps. It is not the wealth that is betraying us, but it is how we use it that is. Now, my opponent, Ernestina, said in her introduction that Ghana has not yet turned their misfortunes in spite of the abundant resources we have. But please note that the minerals wait in the land for us to use them. So if after all these years we have not been able to change our destiny and our story as Ghanaians, then it is not the minerals we are supposed to blame, but it is we ourselves for not using the minerals well. In point 2, she also said that selfish people are raping our resources. So yes, people are greedy enough to use our resources. That's why then should we say that these mineral resources are a curse, when these mineral resources could have brought us development that we need, but then people are misusing it, they are mismanaging it, and then you want to say it is a curse? No. She also made mention in point 3 that galamsey mining is destroying our water bodies, but please note that galamsey itself is illegal, and hence that's not what we are talking about here. Galamsey is a governance and enforcement issue and not an inheritance of mineral wealth. The government government has introduced regulated small-scale mining to formalize the sector. Alternative livelihood programs, like the National Alternative Employment Program, helps reduce illegal mining. So if illegal miners tap these resources and then our waters become polluted, we shouldn't blame the resources but the people who did that. She also said we still depend on foreign aid at this time. Yes, it is because our leaders do not manage our resources well. So we cannot blame God's gifts as a curse. If they're able to manage our resources well, then we won't be borrowing as much as we do. She also said that pollution has been on the increase because of our mineral wealth. Yes. By law, mining firms have been made to restore land post-mining, such as the EPA Act, Minerals and Mining Act. Let me also give an example. That Anglo Gold Ashanti converted mined pits into fish farms and plantations. I rest my case.
The motion before us today isn't just a topic. It is a mirror reflecting the choices we make every day as a society. And by the end, trust me, the truth will be as clear as day and unshakable as Mount Afaja. The ever-wise share, adjudication panel, or other protocols duly observed. I mount this podium for the second time to give a summary of the cogent points my supporting speaker and I raised, and to debunk some fallacious assertions made by my opponents. We argue that mineral wealth of Ghana is more of a curse because, 1, it causes poverty instead of creating wealth. 2, the mineral wealth of Ghana is the root cause of the destruction of our once beautiful natural vegetation. 3, Ghana's mineral wealth is the root cause of the pollution and destruction of our river bodies and all living organisms in them. 4, it leads to different kinds of health hazards to the good people of this country. 5, mining of minerals has rendered our once arable land useless and not fit for purpose. 6, Ghana's mineral wealth has led to numerous deaths. 7, foreign ownership and poor local benefits of the mineral wealth in Ghana has made it more of a curse than a blessing. Point 8, Ghana's mineral wealth has led to a wide displacement and community disruptions. The chair, the House rebuttals. My opponents claim that the gold board supports city appreciation. If truly that the gold board strengthens the city, how come we are still saddled in debt? Ghana's debt as at June 2024 hit 742 billion Ghana cedis. That's 70.6% of our GDP. We earlier tendered evidence. If you weren't paying attention, I can bring your mind back to that. You also claim that the mineral wealth creates job opportunities. Of what use a job that causes death? If you get a job, if you are on your way to where you work, you might even be afraid that you will fall into a galamsey pit. So of what use is that job? If a person gets a job as a galamseyer, what is the benefit from that? You also claim that galamsey is illegal. Being it illegal makes it a curse because there are numerous deaths from that galamsey activities. You were also talking about Norway, Canada, and other countries. That's a red herring fallacy. We are talking about Ghana, so focus on Ghana. You said that mining towns have lifted families from poverty, but as we speak, many people in these mining towns wallow in poverty. In my first presentation, I tendered evidence. If you weren't paying attention, you can go back for the evidence and recall. The chair, the House, my submissions, no. You also claim that the mineral wealth provides infrastructure that still some students stay underneath trees as schools. Evidence shows that only 35% of teenagers attend schools in mining areas. So where is the infrastructure? You also claim that the mineral wealth generates revenues. A total fallacy. Revenues that benefits men in suits and disregards the men in tattered clothes, right? Oh, you said that galamsey is illegal. So being it illegal makes it a curse, as I have already said. The chair, the House, my submissions are clear. Majima, I have spoken.
Ghana's minerals are not the case. The real case is poor leadership, corruption, and weak system. When managed well, the minerals build roads, give jobs, and grow the economy. The real problem is not the gold. It is the greedy hands. So I ask, does gold sign corrupt contracts? Can oil misuse itself? Why do others go with the same gift? So let's fix the people, not blame the treasure. The chair, as a principal speaker of St. Louis Senior High School, my second coming here is to give a decent summary to the decent argument raised by my supporting speaker and I. We asserted that the mineral wealth of Ghana has never been a curse, but a blessing. Because one, economic rise in Ghana shows that mineral wealth, when managed properly, brings national progress. Two, the environmental damage is a result of human misconduct, not mineral. Three, the job opportunities created by mining sector proves that the wealth is a blessing in itself. Four, Ghana's oil and gas sector shows that the resource itself is valuable. It is our use of it that needs to evolve. Five, minerals have funded key national infrastructure, proving their value when revenue are properly channeled. 6, cooperative social responsibility programs created by mining firm proves that the mineral wealth can be shared equally, hence we should not be seen as a curse. 7, Ghana's strategic regional positioning shows that our minerals enhance diplomacy and trade. And finally, Ghana is laying the foundation to use mineral wealth to power a diversified economy, hence cannot be seen as a curse. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let us watch this video.
In 2008, the Democratic Republic of Congo and China signed a deal worth $9 billion, giving China access to minerals in exchange for building infrastructure, an infrastructure DRC desperately needed. As part of this agreement, the China Export-Import Bank pledged to build and restore over 3,500 kilometers of road and 3,200 kilometers of roadways, 32 hospitals, 145 health centers, and 2 universities.
The chair, if this same mineral resource is a blessing to DR Congo, why then is it a curse to Ghana? What has happened today? What is the change? My question is it that she's lying today or she was lying on Monday? I don't even have to say anything else, but you let me add this one. I said it once, and I will say it once again. The fact that Ghana has weak laws doesn't mean that our wealth is a curse. It is just a governance failure. And they also mentioned that since Galamsey is illegal, it makes the mineral resource a curse. Galamsey being a curse doesn't make the gold a curse. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you've heard enough. The fact is, Ghana's mineral resource is a blessing, just as she said. It's a blessing to DR Congo, so it's a blessing to Ghana. I don't see why she's taking different sides today. The chair, the house. With all said and done, I proudly rest my case. Thank you.
Well, I'm hoping that the cameras captured the standing ovation given by the students in this very beautiful auditorium for the debaters who just did justice to the motion. The mineral wealth of Ghana has been more of a curse than a blessing. Now, we know that KNUST, they were for the motion and they were represented by Enesina Owusu-Sechere, supported by Augustina Abugri. And of course, in Louis, they were against the motion. Speakers were Pamela J.B. Morrison and Seyiram Ajwa Jandu. Yes. Thank you. This tells you that we've come to the end of contest for the third place competition for the Love FM High Schools debate. Coming up in a few minutes will be the grand finale. Kumasi High School defending champions against one-time winners Prempeh College. That is up next in a bit. But I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of the headmaster for Kumasi High School, Mr. Benjamin Teria Chum. He's here. Please put your hands together for him. Mrantia. And we also have the headmistress of St. Jerome, a one-time champion of the Love FM High Schools debate in the person of Madame Mary Boache. She's also right here with us. Let me also acknowledge the presence of the headmaster of Prempeh College, the very Reverend Louise Asare. A man for. All right. So one more time, please put your hands together for these young teenagers who spoke off the cuffs, thought on their feet, and did what they did brilliantly. We're proud of you. God bless you. Now, in a bit, their results will be ready. We'll share that with you. But for now, we're taking a very short, brief commercial break. When we return, the grand finale comes.